sister, my older sister, Kitty.
For dancing, you know, for taking big steps. And you also got a swish when you were actually doing a turn. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was always a nice top that I would wear, and things in different colours. Trousers, something like that. Oops, like that. That had a spread to it, right?
Yeah.
Because you would do lots of different dances.
So like the foxtrot and that, I were like...
A foxtrot's a slow dance, so you take long steps. But with a jive, you would take short bouncy steps and your skirt would swish in time with the music, or a cha-cha.
Right.
Okay.
So like, didn't you and Stuart get tickets to go see Strictly Come Dancing or not?
We did. We went to see Strictly Come Dancing at the Newcastle Arena. But that is different to what your granddad George and I did, because it's particularly choreographed for those dancers. So although they learn that routine, you know, where he lifts the lady up, we never did lifts like that. But we used to do a lot of the basic steps, right?
Yeah. So, I found some photos of you and Grandad George at my mum and dad's wedding.
Oh yes.
And like, how old were you and Grandad when you two got married?
When we got married, I was just coming up to being 21.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
How old was what was the year gap between you? Was he younger, older?
No, he was older than me, and he was 4 years older than me.
Oh, right.
So your granddad George was 25.
Oh, right.
Well, he was 3 years older than me, because I was born in 1943. Yes, and he was born in 1940.
Ah.
Right?
So, when you two, met, were you young?
Yes.
Did you date for a while or not?
Yes,
How?
we did. Well, we met at a school learning to dance.
Also, you did dancing for, hobby or
For a hobby,
passion?
really, because in those days girls didn't go into pubs the way they do now by themselves, and so the only way to meet a boy was either if you worked with men or boys, or you lived beside them.
So, in the street and all? So, if you were
near
neighbours,
enough,
yeah.
yes, from the school, from school and things like that as you got older, or places where you worked. But I met your granddad George at a school of dance where we were learning to dance, and there used to be a downstairs ballroom and an upstairs where they had a windy gramophone, and you would be dancing around and the gramophone would go and slower and slower, and somebody would go and wind it up again, and then you would start to dance. So we met there, and he asked me to go to the pictures with him.
Aww.
But there was a big group of us went, and it was really funny because he didn't say which cinema we were going to.
So you went to two different ones?
Well, no, I got your granddad, my dad, to take me down to the town, and I saw your granddad George standing outside the cinema, and I said, oh, that's him. And my friend and his friends were there. It was about 5 of us went together, and we went to see a movie that was called not Pennies from Heaven, but it was the 7 pennies or something like that. And the song from the show was This Little Penny Is to Wish On. And I've always remembered that. But the tune that we actually first met at the dancing school was Some Enchanted Evening. You will see a stranger across a crowded room, and suddenly you'll know
Is that when you knew that?
that, well, he kept looking at me, and I said to my friend, he keeps looking at me. And that was just one of those very young, girly things that happened then. But I was only 16, and your granddad George was 19. And then we went out for a few times, and then we sort of just drifted off and did other things and met other people. And then we met up again, and he asked me out, and that was sort of it.
Oh. So, from the granddad section, when you were younger,
Yes.
and like you had like toys and that, what type of toys did you have? Was it like metal buggies and that? Like the posh buggies that you usually see people pushing around or not?
As toys?
Like, did you have like a push, like a toy push chair?
Pram?
Yeah.
Well, girly things, a pram and a push chair, and you always had, at Christmas time, you always had a stocking, and in that stocking I wanted a watch for Christmas. And my sister and I used to be in the same bedroom in separate beds, and our presents were in a pillowcase, and I didn't get the watch that I desperately would have liked for Christmas. But we had stockings, and in the stocking you always got an apple and an orange, because it was just after the war, and some of these things were quite expensive.
Yeah.
So you got that and some sweets, chocolate buttons and things. And in my stocking was my watch. So that was quite a surprise, because I had thought I wasn't going to get one. But yes, as big toys you had typical things, you know, a scooter, a doll's pram. Buggies weren't really invented then.
Oh.
You had a proper pram or a push chair that folded down, so it was more like a pram, and then it made into a push chair.
Yeah.
And a high chair that folded down and had balls across the top with dolls, and you know.
So, when you were younger, when you were like off, like after school and that, did you go out with your friends, or did you watch like tellies, or was there not that much like?
There wasn't televisions then.
So how did you watch, like, was there not like TV shows or anything?
No, the televisions. I was born in 1943, so when the Queen Elizabeth got the coronation, that was in 1953. That was when the televisions really sort of came out. There were very few and far between, and they were only black and white, and there was like a cabinet with a television set in it, and it was only on for so many hours a day. It wasn't all day television and all night television. It stopped about 9 o'clock, and then you would have what they called the epilogue, where they said prayers and good night, God bless you. and a little light just disappeared. Like E.T., like a